Excellencies, dear Secretary General Mariana Kühnel, distinguished delegates, representatives from companies from Africa and Austria, dear guests, dear ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's a great pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here at Africa Day 2025. I remember last year when this day took place here at the Austrian Federal Economic Chamber. I was at that time in Morocco with a delegation of companies, Austrian companies, and I could only send a video message. So I'm very happy to be here today. And it was only one of the visits that I could spend during the last years as Minister responsible for the economy in Austria in Africa. Another notable and memorable visit was to Tanzania and Kenya. Of course, there were lots of visits and meetings with representatives from African countries here in Vienna. It's remarkable for me to see the development in many African countries. It's impressive to see to what extent the economies are growing, to what extent technology is advancing, and to what extent the people there are actually educated and work there as professionals. We have a continent of opportunities, a continent with lots of countries with positive energies. The tech hubs in some of the African cities are remarkable. But of course, there are also challenges. I think that's important to mention. Challenges in access to education in some countries, investments in infrastructure, or the strengthening of sustainable value chains within Africa. All these areas matter, of course, also for Austria, and that's the reason for platforms like this today. And I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for organizing this day. I think it's very important to have a platform to meet, to exchange ideas, but also, of course, to provide a platform to meet for business exchanges among companies. Austria and the European Union are committed to cooperating with African countries. There is a lot of programs on the European level. One of them is the EU Global Gateway Initiative, an important program that represents important steps in fostering infrastructure. But there's also very specific projects like the South H2 corridor. Mariana already mentioned hydrogen as an important aspect of cooperation, renewable energies as an important aspect of cooperation. And I think we need much more of these projects that are underway to foster the collaboration between the European Union, Austria, and African countries. And I don't want to pick out too many, but there is a couple of areas where I think that collaboration is most beneficial for Austria and for African countries. That's technology and innovation. I think it's very important not only to talk about production, but to talk about innovation and technology development. Sustainable agriculture and food security, I think a very important aspect for both sides, and healthcare and infrastructure. All of these areas are areas where Austrian companies excel around the world. I'm very happy that with the representations of the Austrian Federal Economic Chamber worldwide, we have a network of partners for companies in Austria, but also for companies that are interested to invest in Austria, to come to Austria, or to engage with Austrian companies. I want to thank you again for your presence. I think that's very important to show that there is opportunities out there. I think there is a good reason also for diversification. Some parts of the world are developing in a way that might risk the economic ties that have been put in place over the last decades. So it's important for companies to look beyond what was areas of cooperation or regions of cooperation in the past. You already mentioned Eliud Kipchoge, who talks about the marathon also in making business, not about the sprint. I'm very much looking forward to his keynote as an ambitious runner. I'm sure that all the other keynotes and other program aspects will be interesting as well. I wish you good interactions. I wish you interesting inputs. And I wish you a pleasant day at Africa Day 2025 at the Austrian Federal Chamber of Economics. Thank you very much.